Yeah.
And it's just impossible to believe that someone whose house you've been at many times, and I have, would do something like that. It's just hard. The closer you are to something, the harder it is to, like, having an alcoholic spouse. Like, you're the last to know.
1,000%.
Yes.
And like the other argument to be had is like, you know, around February 13th, I don't remember it. You know, I don't remember the headlines that were coming out. Like, how extreme was that? If you're the brother-in-law, of course you sell out. You know, it's like, it's not like you're necessarily going to listen to that, read all the headlines, and do nothing about it. So it's not even necessarily his fault for selling. And I don't think like that's where the insider trading necessarily happens. I think the culprit is the person who makes that initial phone call, which is, I think, where the investigation happened.
Of course. So then what'd they do with the money?
They keep it. So that happened on February 13th. And then the storyline goes, Richard Burr started having private conversations with his donors. And then the donors were starting to set all this stuff up. A month later, not even a month, 3 weeks after that, around March, early March, is when the market fell 30%. And they saved themselves millions. That all gets blown up because of, again, unusual whales. The SEC gets involved. The DOJ gets involved. They then find nothing. Well, they find all this information. That's how we know about the text. The FBI came in. But they don't charge them with anything. Nothing happens. Richard Burr retires. And, you know, it's just like, again, we were chatting about this off camera. I'm 29. I grew up with this. I'm not surprised by it. I'm just like, yeah, of course the politicians kind of can build this situation where they benefit and people will come after them.